our last win. Congratulations, first of all. So CLG fans, really the first question is going to be, have you fixed your stuff yet? When is CLG going to be a consistent team?
Pretty much never, but no, I'm just kidding. I think we fixed our problems. Like, this is what I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, is like our problems are, they're like a work in progress, but I feel like we've fixed like 80–90% of our like big problems, and we're like always working towards like making it perfect. And
yeah, continue.
But for some reason in LCS we just like really suck. I don't know why, but like in LCS everything just goes like crazy, and we just like end up sucking really hard. But I don't know, we have a lot of talks after every loss. We take it really hard. We're like, wow, this is awful. Like, how do we make sure it doesn't happen again? And we sit down for like hours and we just talk about how to make sure that these problems don't just like keep happening. So I don't know, I feel like we've improved a lot, and like our score in LCS doesn't necessarily reflect how good we are.
So today you had Shen banned out against you guys, but you actually lost yesterday with it, and with the split pushing strategy that CLG is known for. What kind of went on yesterday?
Oh yeah, so yesterday, that was just 2 bad calls that just lost us the game. We had like a dragon call and a blue call, and those pretty much just lost us the game. And also, I don't know, it was just a really horrible game. Those 2 calls just kind of snowballed us into this really bad position where I could never split push. I was always stuck mid, which is like, if I'm playing Vayne, like I don't want to be mid lane. That's so stupid. But we talked about it after. We're just like, okay, it was 2 bad calls, and if I'm playing Vayne, like I always want to be split pushing a side lane or like making plays somewhere. So obviously that reflects like this game against Dignitas, where I was never mid lane, I was always split pushing, making plays, and then I would only group with my team if like we were going to take a Baron or a tower.
So you guys also have a coach now. Does he help out with games like that after you lose, or is it more internal, just the team?
He's more like a songwriter and just like a motivational speaker. Nah, just kidding. Monty's he's really smart. He's a really smart guy. He really just wants NA to be better. And even though like people hype him up to be like this Korean fanboy, like blah blah, Korea is the best scene, I don't think he wants that to be the case. I think he just kind of like thinks that way and he accepts that, but he really wants NA to step it up. And so like he's really accelerating how fast we analyze our gameplay, how we think about the game, and like he's a big reason why I think we're really strong, but obviously our LCS score isn't very good.
Well, definitely Alex Penn, Cloud9's coach, has done a great job and helped them out a lot, so that's probably a good shot. Another thing that came out in this game was the very early GA, second item on Vayne. What was behind the thought process behind that purchase?
Yeah, they had a reset comp, and they also had double AD with Kha'Zix and Ezreal. And I was thinking, like, do I need more damage? Like, how much is a Phantom Dancer going to like help me in this game? You know? So because I towned with 2,800 gold because I was really fed, and I was like, well, a Phantom Dancer is not going to do that much. Like, I'm going to kill someone in another 2 seconds, like faster. But I could just buy a GA, and I would be literally unkillable. And so that's just like kind of insurance. Like some AD carries, I'm like known for this. I'm like known for being really greedy and like getting as much damage as possible, well, with no defensive stats. But that was just a game where you can't mess up if you buy a GA that early.
So did you convey that to Link then also? Because I saw him coordinate his build as well.
Me and Link just had a small back and forth. He's like, GA is the best item in this game because they have a reset comp. And I was like, yeah, it is. And I town bought a GA. I'm like, I have a GA. It's 20 minutes. Like, we should group and fight. And Link's like, oh, okay. So I didn't even realize that he was buying a GA at that time. But we have back and forth about our item builds.
Great minds think alike then, I guess. So
yeah.
On a more personal note, I've heard that you've been trying to get your driver's license recently. How is that going for you?
It's like the worst experience of my life. Like the DMV, I've only been in the DMV once before, and it had like no lines. But when I went to the DMV this time, it was the worst. Like shout outs to the DMV, they're good, but they're like, I just don't like how it's just an excruciating process. And I didn't bring my glasses. That's my manager's fault, by the way. It's all his fault. So I couldn't do my vision test. So I like went and I took the permit test, and you can only miss 6 questions, right? And I missed 6 questions, and I was like, yes, like I barely made it. And I still have to go back though to get my driver's permit because I didn't do my vision test.
How is the actual driving going? Do you have someone teaching you the actual driving on the road?
Oh no, I'm gonna do like some sort of series or something with Travis, and he's gonna teach me. But I don't think I can practice driving until I have my permit. So I'm gonna get my permit like, I don't know, in a couple weeks.
All right, so we've got TSM and Vulcan coming up next. Would you care to weigh in on this match?
I think it's a toss-up, honestly. Like Vulcan was really strong coming into the season, but recently they haven't been playing so hot. I think they tried to imitate Cloud9 a little bit too much with their style and picks. But I don't know. TSM has also been like, they've been stepping up and Vulcan's been stepping down. So I think it's like a 50-50 match. It's going to be really close.
Okay, cool. So specifically, you guys are going to play Vulcan your last match also. How do you feel like your team is going to stack up against them?
I think Vulcan's drafting has always been really unpredictable, but recently it's been really predictable. I don't know. We've always had a big problem against Vulcan. Like all of our games, we've just gotten stomped, or when we win against Vulcan, it's like super close. So I don't know. I just hope we accelerate our gameplay a lot more because Vulcan is not a team that knows how to close out a game. If you drag it to like mid-late game, they're not as good.
So definitely pay attention to the champion select of that game for the viewers. Thanks for the interview, DoubleLift. Congratulations to CLG on your first win today. And now we're going to send it back over to the